to Informatics 101. I'm your lovely host, Rotondwa. Today we're going to be discussing the different database technologies with the Informatics 261 students from the University of Pretoria. In studio with me, I have Naomi, Bafana, and Tizani.
Hello.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So today they're going to be discussing and comparing between the traditional SQL database technology and the no SQL database technologies. Now, just like you at home, I know absolutely nothing about these databases. I just learned like a few minutes ago that no SQL actually stands for not only SQL. Wow. Now we're going to have Bafana to help us get a bit of what this whole thing is about. Bafana?
Okay, so as our host mentioned, we're going to discuss our databases. So under NoSQL databases, we have like two databases that we're going to look at. The first one is the key value database, which is simply simplifies the work of the database that it must perform. So as it acts as an identifier for the value. So the database does not attempt to understand the content of the value, but simply stores whatever value that is protected for the key. And then the second database that we're going to look at is the column-oriented database, which it stores the data in blocks by columns instead of rows. In this database, the data will be spread across several blocks, but no data from a single column would be in few blocks. So in addition, it can store data in a column-centric storage, which has the advantage of supporting SQL for queries. And then we move on to the traditional SQL, which it allows users to interact with the data. That all this interaction can be done by using commands, which are utilized effectively. They are powerful and help users or clients to manage and modify vast volumes of data. Back to you.
Thank you. Now, if you're like me and you learn better with examples, Naomi here is going to give us a few examples of these database technologies.
Thank you, Rotondwa. So, the first thing we need to consider is that we need to find a database to look at. For this presentation, I will be using the dashboard database. The table that I will be focusing on is the patient table, since this will enable me to explain the examples properly. The first thing that we notice is if we copy the first 4 rows of the patient table and paste it into Word, we notice that the traditional SQL database is sort of messy and difficult to read. If we were to convert this to a key value database, this will have a key which would uniquely identify the specific patient and have all of the values in the next table. This enables people to cross-reference patients easier. The second technology of NoSQL is the column-based. The column-based involves using different columns for the specific details, such as the patient code, the last name, or the first name. This enables user readability. Back to you, Rotondwa.
Wow, this is starting to make a lot of sense. Now, unfortunately, Lerato wasn't able to join us here in the Hatfield studio, but she is in the Prince Hall studio. So we're going to go through to Lerato to explain to us the impact of this database technologies.
Thank you, Rotondwa. You guys may not realize it, but databases are everywhere. From your weather applications to watching movies online, databases are responsible for many services we use on a daily. Now, here's 4 ways these databases run our lives. Online television streaming. Any online streaming service such as Netflix uses databases to generate a list of TV shows and movies to watch. Secondly, finances. From stock market to your local banks, databases are abundant across the financial world. Tracking the vast amount of transactions requires extremely powerful databases. Thirdly, social media. Every social media platform stores user information in databases used to recommend friends, business products, and topics to the end user. Last but not least, weather. Predicting the weather across the globe is incredibly complex. The prediction depends on a lot of factors, all gathered, stored, and analyzed within a database. The weather company, for example, uses over 20 terabytes of data per day. The company now uses a number of databases to support this data. Thank you for listening, and now back to the studio.
Thank you, Lorraine. Now, I'm sure you're all like, okay, we get it now, but we're gonna have Chizarani now compare these three database technologies for us so we can see which one is actually the best. Chizarani?
Thank you, Rosanda. I'm going to be comparing the traditional SQL to the NoSQL. Now, with the traditional SQL, it requires a predefined schema, meaning it needs structured data, whereas with the NoSQL, there is no need for a predefined schema, meaning that you can work freely with unstructured data. With the traditional SQL, it is vertically scalable, meaning it requires one single server for the entire database. Whereas with the NoSQL, it is horizontally scalable, meaning then you would require a commodity of servers. Then the traditional SQL is cost efficient, whereas the NoSQL can be expensive. Now you're then wondering, but Funda mentioned that there's the key-based database and the column-based database technology in the NoSQL. With the key-based technology, it is not efficient in performing operations such as your aggregate operations in SQL, such as your min, max, your sum, etc. Whereas with your column-based, it is high on performance with your aggregation. Your key-based database retrieves one row at a time, meaning it reads unnecessary data. Whereas with your column-based, data is retrieved in columns, meaning then it reads relevant data. Thank you, Roswanda.
Thank you for that. Now, with all this information we've acquired from our 261 students, I'm going to ask you guys at home to comment which database technology you think is the best. Go for it. Okay, the winner is the column-based database technology. I hope you got it right, because I did. Thank you guys for joining me today again. I really appreciate it. I'm sure the audience at home appreciates it too. And thank you guys for watching. This has been Informatics 101. See you next week when we have Dr. Tanya for a bit of a professional opinion. Bye!